Welcome to a tranquil, peaceful moment where the noise of the world fades into the background and the vast, infinite universe opens up before you. Imagine yourself standing alone on a quiet hill, far from the bustling city. The night is still, and the only sound you hear is the soft whisper of the wind rustling through the leaves. Above you, the sky stretches out in an endless canvas, dotted with stars that twinkle in their silent, eternal dance. The constellations shift slowly across the dark sky, and the moon casts a soft, silvery light over the land. In this vastness, you feel a sense of wonder, of awe, and of longing. This is the world of the astronomer. He stands beneath the vast canopy of stars, completely absorbed in their beauty. His gaze is fixed upward, lost in the stars' mysteries. Every night he comes here, to the same hill, to stare at the heavens, trying to make sense of their patterns. His heart beats in time with the celestial bodies, his mind constantly spinning with calculations and theories. The stars are his obsession, his refuge, his only source of meaning. But as he stands there, the cool night air brushing his face, something stirs deep within him. It's a quiet feeling, barely perceptible, but it's there. An uncomfortable realization that he's been ignoring something vital. The stars are beautiful, yes, but they are not enough. His thoughts begin to drift, and for the first time in ages he pulls his gaze away from the sky. He looks at the earth below, the land that has always been there but has faded into the background of his life. The soft rustle of the trees, the quiet hum of distant animals, the subtle fragrance of damp earth. These are the sounds and smells he used to cherish, but now they are distant, almost forgotten. His family, his friends, his life on earth have all become mere distractions, things he no longer cares about. His obsession with the stars has left him isolated, cut off from the world around him. The stars, for all their magnificence, cannot fill the emptiness he feels inside. He wonders briefly why he's so consumed by them, what it is he's truly searching for. He thought the answers would come from the stars, from unlocking their secrets. But tonight, for the first time in many years, the astronomer feels a twinge of doubt. A slight breeze stirs the leaves around him, bringing him back to the present. He takes a deep breath, the cool air filling his lungs, and looks around once more. The stars, still as beautiful as ever, are there. But so is the earth, and it too has a quiet beauty. There's a pull within him to turn back, to reconnect with the world below, to the life he's abandoned. He doesn't know it yet, but this moment, the first real pause in his relentless pursuit, marks the beginning of his journey, one that will take him not just to the stars, but to himself, to the life he left behind. The stars, for all their mystery, cannot answer the question stirring in the astronomer's heart. As he stands on the hill looking at the distant constellations, his mind feels strangely clouded. It is as though the very air is thick with thoughts that he can't quite grasp. He takes a deep breath, but instead of the usual clarity he finds when surrounded by the endless expanse of the night sky, he is filled with a sense of isolation. The silence around him, once comforting, now feels like a void that the stars cannot fill, no matter how bright they shine. He recalls the moments when he first became enamored with the stars, the late nights spent in observatories, the first glimpse of Saturn's rings through a telescope, the thrill of discovery when he deciphered a new constellation. Back then, the universe seemed like an endless puzzle, and each solved equation brought him closer to the truth. The stars had been his refuge, a place where he could escape from the mundane world. But now, as he stands there, he can't shake the feeling that something has been missing all along. The ground beneath his feet feels different tonight, less solid, less grounding. He notices the soft crunch of grass beneath his shoes, the feel of the earth against his skin. It's a strange feeling for someone who has spent so much time with his head in the clouds. He shakes his head, trying to dispel the creeping discomfort. He returns his gaze to the stars, searching for solace in their cold, distant beauty. But tonight they seem unreachable, untouchable, like a dream just out of reach. For a fleeting moment he wonders about the life he's been neglecting, the family he's distanced himself from, the friends he's lost touch with, the laughter that used to fill his home. He tries to remember the last time he had a conversation with his wife, or when he last played with his children, but the memories feel distant, like something from another life, another person. Has his obsession with the stars caused him to forget what truly matters? The thought lingers in his mind like a whisper in the wind that refuses to be ignored. As the wind picks up, the stars above seem to dance, flickering in and out of sight. The astronomer's gaze shifts from the heavens to the world below, and for the first time in years, he notices the beauty around him. The way the trees sway in the breeze, the quiet rustle of leaves, the soft glow of the moonlight filtering through the branches. The simplicity of it all strikes him. These are the things he once found joy in, the things that grounded him. The stars may hold the answers to the mysteries of the universe, but perhaps the true answers lie in the world he's been too blind to see. The wind stirs around him, carrying with it the scent of fresh earth and the crispness of nightfall. For a long moment the astronomer stands still, his gaze now fixed on the distant treetops that sway gently in the breeze. He feels a strange sensation in his chest, a feeling he cannot name, but that feels undeniably real. It's as if something is awakening within him, something that has lain dormant for years, buried beneath his obsession with the stars. He turns his head slightly, listening to the soft rustle of the leaves, the murmur of the wind, the distant sounds of creatures stirring in the underbrush. These sounds, once so ordinary, now feel significant, almost profound. He feels a strange tug in his heart, pulling him toward the earth, away from the heavens above. His thoughts, once sharp and clear like the night sky, are now muddled, drifting. The stars seem distant and cold, their brilliance no longer offering the comfort it once did. They are just dots of light in the vast emptiness, too far away to touch, too distant to bring him any closer to what he truly seeks. The astronomer's eyes wander back to the ground beneath his feet, the soft patch of grass where he stands, the cool dirt pressing against the soles of his boots. The earth, so solid and steady, has always been here, beneath him, waiting for him to notice. He hadn't realized how much he had neglected it until now. He starts walking slowly, his steps soft on the earth. The path he follows winds through the trees, leading him deeper into the forest. With each step, the air seems to grow thicker, richer, more alive. The sound of his footsteps is the only noise, apart from the occasional rustling of leaves or the call of a distant bird. The astronomer takes a deep breath, inhaling the crisp night air. It's refreshing, grounding, and, for the first time in a long time, he feels connected to the world around him. There is no telescope here, no star charts, no galaxies to measure or analyze. There is only the earth, the trees, the wind, and the quiet peace that comes from simply being present in the moment. His mind is still busy, still racing with thoughts of the stars and the questions they hold. But now, the questions seem less urgent, less consuming. The mysteries of the universe that once demanded all his attention now feel like they can wait. For once, the astronomer is allowing himself the space to breathe, to step away from his endless pursuit of knowledge and simply exist. He feels the weight of the years spent alone, of the relationships that have faded, of the life he has put on hold. But as he walks deeper into the forest, he realizes that it's not too late to reconnect with the earth, with his family, with himself. He finds a quiet spot beneath an ancient oak tree, the branches arching overhead like protective arms. The astronomer sits down slowly, resting his back against the tree's trunk. He closes his eyes, feeling the rough bark against his skin, the soft rustling of the leaves above, the coolness of the ground beneath him. For the first time in ages, he feels grounded, present in the here and now. The stars will always be there, he knows. They will always call to him. But tonight, in this moment, he doesn't need them. He doesn't need to search for answers in the vastness of the cosmos. He just needs to be still, to listen, and to feel the pulse of life around him. The astronomer sits beneath the ancient oak tree, his back resting against the weathered bark, his eyes closed as he listens to the whispers of the night. The cool breeze brushes his face, carrying with it the earthy scent of damp leaves and the subtle fragrance of wildflowers. For the first time in what feels like years, he feels at peace. His usual thoughts, charts, equations, celestial mysteries are distant now, fading into the background like the stars that once consumed him. In their place is an overwhelming sense of stillness, a quietness that feels both foreign and familiar at once. The earth beneath him, solid and grounding, seems to pulse with life. He can feel the vibrations of the forest, the gentle rustling of the leaves, the far-off calls of nocturnal creatures. Everything is alive, but in a way that is different from the intense, almost obsessive energy of his past pursuits. There's no urgency here, no need to measure, to quantify, to calculate. The trees don't need to be mapped, the wind doesn't need to be charted. They simply are. And for the first time in his life, the astronomer lets go of his need to understand everything, the need to control the universe, the need to know the answer to every question. His hands rest on his knees, the rough texture of his clothes pressing against his skin. The simple tactile sensation of the fabric is grounding in a way he had forgotten. His mind, which used to race with thoughts of distant stars and galaxies, now drifts slowly, almost lazily. He feels the weight of his past choices, the years he spent chasing knowledge at the expense of relationships, the solitude that became his constant companion. But now, as he sits here beneath the oak tree, he realizes that these years of obsession have not been in vain. They have shaped him, yes, but they have also led him to this moment, a moment of clarity, of presence, a moment where the quest for answers no longer feels urgent. The answers will come in time, but for now there is only the quiet beauty of the world around him. He opens his eyes, the soft glow of the moonlight filtering through the branches above. The stars are still out there, shining brightly in the sky, but they no longer hold the same allure. They are part of the same world, yes, but they are no longer the sole focus of his existence. He looks around him, seeing the forest in a way he never has before. The intricate patterns of leaves, the way the shadows play on the ground, the soft rustling of the branches, these are all part of the same cosmic dance that he once believed could only be found in the stars. But now he sees it here, on Earth, in the small, delicate details of the world around him. The wind picks up again, carrying with it the scent of the earth and the promise of new beginnings. For the first time in a long while, the astronomer feels ready to step away from the stars. He's not abandoning his passion, not leaving behind his love for the cosmos, but he is learning to balance it, to integrate it into the world around him. He is learning that the universe is not just a place of distant stars, but a place that can be found in every moment, in every breath, in every rustle of the leaves. The stars, he knows, will always be there, but so will the earth, and it is time for him to pay attention to it again. As the hours pass, the astronomer remains beneath the oak tree, his thoughts becoming softer, like the evening breeze that swirls gently around him. The night is peaceful, the world around him seeming to slow down with each passing minute. He feels the coolness of the ground seep through his clothes, a comforting reminder of the solid earth beneath him. His body relaxes, no longer tense with the anxiety of needing to solve every mystery in the universe. Instead, he simply exists, here, now, in this moment. The stars, once so captivating, now seem distant. His gaze wanders upward again, but instead of studying them with the intensity of his past obsession, he simply observes. He lets his eyes wander over the constellations, tracing the familiar shapes with his mind. But there's no rush, no urgency. They are beautiful, yes, but they are not the only thing that matters now. As he looks up at the night sky, he realizes that the stars are no longer his sole source of meaning. They are just one part of a much larger picture, a picture that includes the earth, the trees, the wind, the people in his life. He feels for the first time in a long time that he is part of something much greater, something that connects the vastness of the cosmos with the simplicity of the earth. The astronomer reflects on the years he has spent studying the stars, the long nights spent alone with his thoughts, his telescopes, and his books. He had thought that understanding the universe would bring him peace, that the answers he sought would fill the emptiness he felt inside. But tonight, he realizes that the answers don't come from the stars. They come from life, from the connections he has with others, from the world around him. The stars, the galaxies, the planets, they are all wondrous, yes, but they are not the whole story. The story is here, in the quiet rustle of the leaves, in the simple beauty of the world beneath his feet. For the first time in years, the astronomer feels a sense of calm. The weight of his past obsessions begins to lift, replaced by a quiet understanding that life is not about solving every question or finding the ultimate answer. It is about living fully, embracing both the mysteries of the stars and the beauty of the earth. The astronomer is beginning to see the universe in a new light, not just as something to study, but as something to experience, to feel, to be a part of. The stars will always be there, but now he is ready to walk on Earth once again, to find the balance he has been searching for. As he stands up from the ground, the breeze gently tousles his hair, and he feels an overwhelming sense of peace. He knows that this moment marks the beginning of something new, a new chapter in his life, where the stars will still hold their place, but so will the earth, and so will the people he loves. The path ahead is unclear, but for the first time in years he feels ready to embrace it. He turns back toward the path that leads home, knowing that while the stars may always call to him, it is the earth that will ground him, and the connections with others that will truly fill the emptiness he once felt. As the astronomer begins to walk back toward his home, the cool night air wraps around him, and he feels the soft crunch of gravel beneath his boots. The path ahead is still bathed in moonlight, casting long shadows that stretch like fingers, reaching toward the horizon. The stars above remain unchanged, distant and unwavering, but their brilliance no longer holds him captive. Instead, his thoughts shift towards the journey he's just begun, one that will take him not only across the land, but also deep within himself. His footsteps, steady and sure, lead him back to the warmth of his small cottage. The familiar sounds of the night, an owl calling in the distance, the rustle of branches in the wind, fill the air as he walks. Yet he doesn't feel alone. For the first time in years, he senses a presence, a connection to the world around him that goes beyond observation and study. There is life here, in the trees, in the wind, in the quiet of the night, and for the first time, he is present in it. He reaches his door and pauses, hand resting lightly on the cool wood. The weight of the past, his years of isolation, his single-minded pursuit of knowledge feels lighter now. He has learned something vital tonight, something that will change the way he sees the world. The knowledge he sought for so long is still important, but it is only part of the equation. The other part, the part he had forgotten, lies in the relationships he's neglected, in the quiet moments shared with others, in the everyday beauty of the world around him. The astronomer steps inside, the warmth of the hearth greeting him. The crackling sound of the fire fills the room, its light flickering on the walls. He takes a deep breath, inhaling the scent of wood smoke, the familiar smells of home. He sits down in his favorite chair, the one by the window where he used to gaze out at the stars for hours. Tonight, though, he doesn't need to look up. The stars will still be there tomorrow, waiting for him. But for now, he is content to sit in the stillness of the room, the quiet peace of his surroundings settling over him like a soft blanket. He reflects on the people in his life, his family, his friends, who he had distanced himself from over the years. He wonders how they're doing, what they've been up to, and feels a pang of regret for the time lost. But there's no need for guilt. He's learned that life is not about perfection, about solving every problem or answering every question. It's about living, connecting, and finding meaning in the moments, no matter how small they seem. The astronomer smiles to himself, a quiet, contented smile, as he feels a warmth in his heart that had been absent for so long. As the fire burns low, the astronomer feels his eyelids grow heavy. He's tired, but it's a peaceful kind of tired, one that comes from a sense of fulfillment, of knowing that the journey ahead will be different. He knows he still has much to learn, but he no longer feels the urgency, the need to have all the answers. The stars will wait for him, and so will the earth. He'll find balance in both, and with that thought he drifts off to sleep, the soft glow of the fire illuminating his dreams. The night deepens around him, the cool air settling into the quiet of his cottage, and the astronomer's thoughts begin to slow, melding with the rhythm of his breathing. The fire crackles softly in the hearth, casting flickering shadows across the walls. It's a soothing, familiar sound that echoes the peaceful stillness in his heart. He feels for the first time in many years that he is truly at home. The weight of his constant search for answers has lifted, replaced by a quiet contentment he hasn't known since childhood. He sits back in his chair, letting his gaze drift to the window. The stars are still there, brilliant against the black velvet sky, but now they no longer feel like a distant, unreachable goal. Instead, they are simply part of the same world he's now learning to live in. An intricate web of connections that links the vast expanse of the universe with the small, everyday moments of life. He reaches for the small notebook on the table beside him, the one that he used to carry with him everywhere. It's filled with equations, star charts, and celestial observations, notes that have consumed his life for so long. But tonight, as he flips through the pages, he doesn't feel the same rush of excitement that used to surge through him. Instead, he feels a sense of distance, a quiet realization that these notes, while valuable, are not the sum of his life. The stars may hold the answers to some questions, but they are not the answer to everything. He closes the notebook and sets it down gently, his fingers lingering for a moment on the cover, as if acknowledging the journey he's been on. The astronomer closes his eyes for a moment, allowing the silence of the room to wash over him. The simple act of sitting still, of being present in this moment, feels new. He has spent so many years chasing knowledge, thinking that the pursuit of answers was the only thing that would bring him peace. But now, he understands. It's not the answers that matter most. It's the ability to be present, to appreciate the beauty in the quiet moments, the moments of connection, the life that unfolds around him every day. The stars will always be there, and so will his love for them. But now, he is ready to embrace the full spectrum of life, from the vastness of the cosmos to the small, intimate details of his own world. The fire burns low, its warmth wrapping him in a soft cocoon of comfort. He leans back in his chair, his hands resting on his lap, and smiles to himself. For the first time in years, the astronomer feels whole. The questions will still be there waiting for him, but he now knows that the answers are not the most important thing. What matters more is how he lives, how he connects with the world and the people around him. The stars may still call to him, but for now, he is content to let them wait. As sleep begins to take him, he feels an overwhelming sense of gratitude for this moment of peace, for this journey of rediscovery. The stars, the earth, the connections between them, they are all part of the same grand story. A story that he is only just beginning to truly understand. With that thought in his mind, the astronomer drifts off into a deep, peaceful sleep, knowing that tomorrow will bring new answers, new moments, and a deeper connection to the world he is reconnected with. The night has settled fully around him now, and the astronomer's once restless mind is at ease. He can feel the rhythm of his breath, slow and steady, syncing with the world around him. The fire in the hearth crackles softly, its warm glow casting a peaceful light over the room. He has never felt such contentment, such deep tranquility, even in the quiet moments of stargazing that once brought him solace. The weight of his past obsessions, the pursuit of knowledge and discovery, has finally lifted, replaced by something more grounding. It is as if the stars have been replaced by a different kind of light, the light of the earth, of connection, of being present in this very moment. His gaze drifts once more toward the window. The moon hangs high, its pale light filtering through the branches of the trees outside. The stars twinkle softly, almost in a quiet acknowledgement that they are still there, still waiting for him, but he doesn't need to chase them tonight. Tonight they are simply part of the backdrop of his life, not the driving force that once commanded his every waking thought. The vastness of the universe no longer feels like an insurmountable challenge. Instead, it feels like a comforting reminder that he is part of something much larger than himself, something both awe-inspiring and humbling. He stands up slowly from his chair, feeling the weight of his body, grounded in the earth beneath him. The house is quiet now, the hum of the fire and the soft sounds of the night his only company. He walks over to the window, looking out at the world beyond, the same world he had once ignored in his relentless pursuit of the stars. Now, he feels a deep connection to it, as though it has always been waiting for him to return. The forest, the hills, the distant mountains, each part of the landscape holds a quiet beauty, a peacefulness that he had overlooked before. He takes a deep breath, letting the cool night air fill his lungs. For a moment he feels as though he is inhaling not just the air around him, but the very essence of the earth itself. The ground beneath his feet, the trees stretching toward the sky, the stars above, all of it is interconnected, woven together in a delicate balance that he had once failed to see. He realizes now that the answers to the questions he had been chasing for so long aren't just in the stars, but in the earth, in the people, in the connections he has made, and those he still has yet to make. With a sense of quiet gratitude, the astronomer steps away from the window and moves toward the door. He knows that tomorrow the stars will still be there, waiting for him, and he will return to them, but not in the same way. This time he will approach them with a different heart, a heart that understands that the universe is not just a thing to study, but a thing to experience, to live in. He smiles to himself, the weight of his past choices lifting from his shoulders as he steps out into the cool night. As the astronomer steps outside into the cool night, the world around him feels different, more vibrant, more alive than it ever has before. The earth beneath his feet seems to hum with energy, the soft dirt and grass giving way with each step. The sky above, once so distant and unattainable, now feels like a companion. The stars are still there, twinkling with their ancient silent song, but they no longer demand his attention. Instead, he feels the quiet beauty of the world beneath him, the vastness of the land stretching out before him like a new universe to explore. He begins walking slowly, his pace unhurried, allowing the rhythm of his steps to match the gentle cadence of the world around him. The wind rustles the leaves in the trees, a soft melodic sound that carries the scent of pine and damp earth. The moon, full and luminous, casts its soft light on the path ahead. Each step he takes feels grounding, like he is reconnecting with something he had long neglected. There are no telescopes to focus on, no distant stars to measure, just the simple act of walking through the quiet, living world. The astronomer's thoughts drift to his past, to the years he spent chasing knowledge, isolating himself in the pursuit of the stars. He had believed that the answers to life's questions could be found in the far-off galaxies, in the cold, distant light of the cosmos. But tonight, as he walks through the forest, he realizes that the answers are not so far away. They are here, in the rhythm of nature, in the rustle of the leaves, in the gentle hum of the world. It's a realization that fills him with a profound sense of peace. He pauses for a moment, taking in the sight of the moonlight filtering through the trees, casting long silver shadows on the ground. There's a stillness in the air, a quiet that settles over everything, like the earth itself is holding its breath. The astronomer takes a deep breath, inhaling the fresh air, the coolness of the night filling his lungs. It feels refreshing, like a cleansing breath after years of neglect. He smiles softly to himself, feeling a sense of belonging, of connection to the world around him. As he continues his walk, his mind becomes clearer, free from the weight of constant calculations and the pressure of finding answers. For the first time in a long time, he feels truly present. He no longer needs to measure the stars, to chart their movements, to find patterns in the sky. The universe, he realizes, is not just something to study, it's something to live in. And tonight, as he walks beneath the moon and the stars, he knows that he is part of it. He always has been. The path ahead is long, but the astronomer feels no need to rush. He knows that the journey is not just about reaching a destination. It's about the experience of walking through life, of being connected to both the earth and the stars. He feels ready to continue his journey, but now with a new understanding, a deeper appreciation for the world around him. And as he walks, he feels lighter, freer, as though he has been unburdened by the very knowledge that once weighed him down. The night stretches on, and with each passing moment, the astronomer feels a deeper connection to the world around him. His steps have slowed now, each one deliberate and mindful, as if he's rediscovering the very art of walking. The crunch of leaves underfoot, the gentle rustle of the trees swaying in the breeze, and the distant calls of nocturnal creatures, all of it becomes part of the fabric of his experience, drawing him closer to the earth, to this moment in time. He no longer feels the need to rush. The urgency that once dominated his thoughts is gone, replaced by a calm acceptance of the present. The stars continue to shine above, each one a faint reminder of the vast, mysterious universe, but they no longer hold the same allure. They are still beautiful, yes, but they are now part of the broader tapestry of the world he is rediscovering, the world beneath his feet, the world of the here and now. For the first time in ages, the astronomer feels no pressure to understand every celestial phenomenon, to unravel every cosmic mystery. The need to constantly seek answers has faded, and with it, the isolation that came with it. He is no longer alone in his thoughts. He is surrounded by the world, by the people he loves, by the earth itself. As he continues his walk, the moonlight reflects off the leaves above, casting soft silvery patterns on the ground. The astronomer notices how the light flickers and shifts, like a dance between shadows and radiance. It's a quiet, beautiful moment, one that he would have missed before, too focused on his quest for knowledge to appreciate the simple, fleeting beauty of the world. The rustling of the leaves, the shift in the wind, the glow of the moon. It all feels new, and yet somehow familiar. It's as though the world has always been this way, waiting for him to notice, to be present with it. The path leads him to a clearing where the forest opens up to reveal the quiet expanse of the night sky. He stops at the edge, looking up at the stars. They are beautiful, yes, but they no longer hold the same grip on him. He takes a deep breath, savoring the crispness of the night air, the sense of peace that has settled over him. He feels a deep sense of gratitude for the stars, for the earth, for the journey that brought him here. The universe, in all its grandeur, is still a part of him, but it is no longer the center of his world. The stars will always be there, but they are just one part of the vast, interconnected reality that he now sees and feels. For the first time, the astronomer feels balanced, anchored in the present, yet connected to the past and the future. He no longer feels the need to escape into the heavens, to lose himself in the stars. Instead, he finds himself grounded, rooted in the earth beneath him, his heart open to the world in a way that he had never allowed before. He smiles softly to himself, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment, knowing that the journey ahead is no longer one of endless searching, but one of living, breathing, and connecting with the universe in all its forms. As he continues his walk, the weight of his past decisions, his years of isolation, seems to melt away. There is no more pressure to achieve, to solve, to discover. The world is full of mystery, yes, but it is also full of beauty, and for once he is content to simply be a part of it. The journey is not about reaching some final destination. It is about experiencing the world, feeling its pulse, and embracing the connections that surround him. The astronomer takes one last look at the stars before turning away, feeling at peace with the night, with the earth, and with himself. As the astronomer walks deeper into the night, a soft, tranquil silence envelops him. The world seems to hold its breath, as if in reverence of the quiet peace he now feels. His footsteps, once hurried and driven by the urgency of discovery, are now slow and measured, each step an intentional movement toward grounding himself in the present. The rustling of leaves in the trees is no longer an intrusive noise, but a melody that carries the rhythm of the earth. The cool night air wraps itself around him, soothing his skin, and he feels the weight of the stars above, no longer as a burden to comprehend, but as a distant, serene presence that simply is. He pauses for a moment, letting his eyes drift over the land around him. The world seems to stretch out endlessly, the rolling hills bathed in the soft light of the moon. The night is alive, filled with the subtle hum of nature's breath, the breeze that dances through the trees, the occasional croak of a frog in the distance, the chirping of insects, and the steady rustle of the grass beneath his feet. Everything feels connected, as if each living being, from the smallest insect to the towering trees, is part of a greater, harmonious whole. The astronomer feels himself woven into that fabric, no longer an outsider, but a part of the Earth's delicate balance. His thoughts drift to the years he spent chasing the answers that now seem so distant and unimportant. The stars, the galaxies, the vastness of the cosmos, they were once his obsession, his only focus. But as he stands here in the quiet of the night, he realizes that the pursuit of knowledge, though valuable, is not the only path to understanding. The answers he sought, he now knows, were not hidden in the stars, but in the world that surrounds him. His relationships, the beauty of nature, the quiet moments of life. The truth is not just in the distant reaches of space, but in the delicate, fleeting moments of peace he finds in the present. The astronomer's gaze shifts to the sky above, where the stars still shine brightly, but now they seem like distant companions, not the sole focus of his life. He takes a deep breath, the cool air filling his lungs, and exhales slowly, feeling a deep sense of relief. The tension that once gripped his mind is gone, replaced by a gentle calm. For the first time in years, he doesn't feel the need to understand everything, to find all the answers. He has realized that not everything needs to be solved. Some things are simply meant to be experienced, felt, and appreciated. As he continues his walk, his heart feels light, the burden of his past obsessions lifted. He knows that there are still questions to be answered, mysteries to be unraveled, but the urgency has faded. The stars, the galaxies, the planets, they will always be there, waiting for him. But now he understands that they are just one part of the universe. The other part lies here, on Earth, in the relationships he can build, the beauty he can appreciate, and the simple, quiet moments of life he can savor. He smiles to himself, knowing that he has found a new path, one that balances his love for the cosmos with his love for the Earth. The astronomer continues his journey through the quiet landscape, each step more purposeful than the last. The night feels softer now, as though the world itself has slowed down, allowing him to take his time. The earth beneath him is solid, reliable, and comforting. The sound of his footsteps, the soft crunch of gravel, and the occasional whisper of the wind through the trees are the only things that break the stillness. It's a stillness that he has not known for a long time, and it feels like a gentle balm on his soul, healing the restlessness that once consumed him. As he walks, he notices the subtle changes in the environment around him. The air grows cooler, the shadows deeper, and the moonlight casts long, ethereal patterns on the ground. The trees seem to reach toward the sky, their branches swaying slightly, as though they are stretching after a long day. He feels a deep appreciation for the natural world, for its quiet strength and beauty. It is not the stars he is seeking now, but the simple, grounding presence of the earth, the rhythm of nature that he can feel in every step he takes. He looks up again, his gaze moving across the sky, but this time it is different. The stars are still there, shining brightly in the distance, but they no longer seem distant or unreachable. They are part of the same world, the same fabric of existence that connects the earth beneath his feet to the vast cosmos above. The astronomer realizes that the stars are no longer the focal point of his life. Instead, they are one part of the whole, just as the earth, the people in his life, and the quiet moments of peace he has come to cherish are all equally important. The astronomer feels a deep sense of gratitude as he pauses to take in the beauty of the moment. The simplicity of the world, the quiet rhythm of life, fills him with a contentment that he had never thought possible. He had spent so many years searching for the answers, believing that knowledge alone would bring him peace. But now he understands. Peace comes not from the pursuit of answers, but from the ability to be present, to appreciate the world around him as it is, without the need to control or understand everything. The questions will still be there, waiting for him, but they no longer hold the same weight. His heart feels lighter now, as though he has released the burdens of the past. The astronomer looks forward to what lies ahead, knowing that he has found a new sense of balance. The journey ahead will still be one of discovery, but it will not be the same. It will be a journey that includes not just the stars, but the earth, the relationships he holds dear, and the simple beauty of life as it unfolds. He feels connected to it all, rooted in the earth, yet with his gaze still fixed on the stars, but now with a heart that is at peace. As he turns back toward his home, the astronomer knows that the journey is not about reaching an endpoint, but about living in harmony with the world. The stars will still be there, waiting for him to return, but for now, the earth has become his guide, and the quiet moments of life are the answers he has been seeking all along. As the astronomer steps back into his home, the familiar warmth of the hearth greets him, pulling him from the cool embrace of the night. The fire flickers gently in the hearth, casting soft, dancing shadows on the walls. He takes a deep breath, inhaling the comforting smell of wood smoke, a scent that reminds him of simpler times, of moments spent quietly observing the world around him. The house feels more like a sanctuary now, a place where the stars and the earth, knowledge and simplicity, both coexist in harmony. He settles into his favorite chair by the window, the one that has been with him through countless nights spent stargazing and pondering the mysteries of the universe. But tonight his thoughts are not consumed by the pursuit of answers. Instead, he lets the quiet envelop him, letting his mind drift like a leaf caught in the wind, gently swaying from thought to thought. The stars outside are still bright, still a source of wonder, but they no longer hold the same magnetic pull. Now, they are simply a part of the vast landscape that stretches out beyond the window, a reminder of the infinite possibilities of the universe, but not the only ones worth exploring. The astronomer feels a deep sense of peace settle over him. The stars are still there, as they always have been, but now they are just one part of the grand, interconnected world he has begun to understand. His love for the cosmos has not faded, rather it has evolved. He now sees the stars not as a distant goal to be reached, but as a part of the bigger picture, one that includes the earth beneath his feet and the people around him. The answers he once sought in the vastness of space have come to him in quieter, more intimate ways, through the connection he feels with the world and with those he loves. He leans back in his chair, his eyes gazing out the window, where the stars continue to shine with their ancient light. There's no rush now, no need to chart every constellation, to measure every movement of the planets. The knowledge he once pursued so fiercely is still important, but it's no longer the only thing that defines him. The world around him, with all its beauty and complexity, has become just as valuable as the knowledge he once sought. As the fire burns low, the astronomer feels his eyelids grow heavy, the warmth of the room wrapping him in a blanket of comfort. He knows that there will always be more questions, more mysteries to explore, but for tonight, he is content. The stars will wait, just as they always have. The earth will continue to turn, the seasons will change, and he will walk through them all, not as a solitary seeker of answers, but as a part of the world that holds them all. With that thought in his mind, the astronomer finally closes his eyes, letting sleep take him, knowing that tomorrow will be another day of discovery, not just of the stars, but of the simple joys of living, of being connected to the earth and the people who share this world with. The astronomer's peaceful sleep is deep and undisturbed, as if the world around him has wrapped him in a blanket of tranquility. His dreams are not filled with celestial maps or equations, but with images of the earth, lush forests, gentle streams, and the soft embrace of the land. He dreams of walking beneath towering trees, feeling the cool breeze on his face and the warmth of the sun breaking through the branches. It is a simple dream, one of connection and peace, of being fully present in the moment. As dawn breaks, the first light of the sun streams softly through the window, casting a warm glow across the room. The astronomer stirs gently, waking to the quiet stillness of the morning. He feels a deep sense of contentment as he stretches, his body relaxed, no longer burdened by the weight of constant searching. He takes a moment to reflect on the night before, the peaceful walk through the forest, the connection he felt with the world around him, and the realization that the answers he sought were never far from him, but right here, in the simple beauty of life. He rises from bed, feeling the coolness of the morning air on his skin, and moves to the window. The landscape before him is bathed in soft light, the hills rolling gently beneath the sky, the trees standing tall and silent, the stars now fading in the morning light, no longer call to him with the same urgency. He knows that they will still be there when he looks up again, but they are no longer the only source of his wonder. He now understands that the true beauty of life is found in the balance, in the moments of peace and connection, in the simple act of being present. The astronomer takes a deep breath, filling his lungs with the fresh morning air, and smiles softly to himself. The journey ahead is still one of discovery, but it is no longer one of endless seeking. It is a journey of living fully, of appreciating the beauty in every moment, and of embracing both the vastness of the cosmos and the simplicity of the earth beneath his feet. The stars will still guide him, but now they are just part of the grand tapestry of life, not the only thread. As he steps outside, the world around him feels both familiar and new, as though he is seeing it for the first time. He feels at peace, at home, grounded in the knowledge that the answers he has been seeking are not just in the stars, but in the earth, in the people around him, and in the quiet moments of connection. The journey continues, but it is no longer about the destination. It is about the experience, the beauty of each step along the way. With that understanding, the astronomer takes his first step into the new day, ready to continue his journey with a heart full of peace and gratitude.